was the sort of most impressive part about the win, the fact you get the Warriors scored?
Yeah, I thought possibly, I haven't thought about the most impressive. I thought obviously keeping them scoreless and the way that they've been attacking as well. I thought the way that we pressured and moved and guys made really good individual decisions. And then there was some really good stuff there when we transitioned into attack and we went after them. And still a bit to work on, obviously, just with the execution of some of those, but that's going to happen. I like the freedom with which we played with there, and then transitioned into our defence. I thought that was a pretty good balance. I thought just with a couple of more points would have been probably fair if we executed well enough, but wasn't to be today.
You just lost the track there, sort of moving to where you want to be. Trent, given the final sort of started to bloom, I guess, in the roster.
Yeah, I thought, I've said it all year, I thought we've been in a really good space all year, but probably a little bit tight at the start of the year, in those first sort of probably the rounds 4 to 8, 5 to 8. And then we came out of it and we're playing some good footy, got into the bye, clawed our way back into the competition, and we've played 2 good games out of the bye for us. We're still... we've got a bit of a balance there with Jenko and Fergo happening, so we're still trying to work out how to play that. And, we're in a good position, so happy with where we are, especially out of the bye against Penrith and Warriors.
Left a fair few points out there. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it is what it is. I liked the way that we went about trying to create those points, not scoring them. Obviously, a little bit disappointing, but. We had to get into a frame of mind and hopefully we can build on that to execute it a little bit better. But there was some good footy played. Just missed putting it down over the line a couple of times.
You're defending as well now as when you won a couple of years ago, Trent?
Different comp, different position, but we're defending well. I think guys in between the tackles and then also the pressure of the line, they're working well. So I feel like I think we lost a bit there in the second half. I thought we got a bit loose with the way that we defended. But we saved some points. Probably the last effort tackles, we didn't get as much combination tackling. We ended up falling off quite a bit. But someone was there to make that last bit of the tackle. So, we're defending well at this point in the season.
There's obviously been some off-field distractions in the lead up to the game. The fact that players could just sort of put that behind was obviously shows a lot of strong mental fortitude, I guess, in the whole team. Yeah,
there's obviously a couple of changes. We knew Boyd was not going to play, and that so we trained for that. But Brendan Elliott to come in and do something on that right wing was really good. I think they thought that he couldn't jump maybe early. They kicked to him a bit. The kid can jump and the kid can catch, and he did a really good job there and helped Fergo well on that side.
Fergo picked up a minor injury in the first half. Was it a kneecap?
Just a kneecap. He just got a bump.
He was good, wasn't he?
He was very good. Yeah, it's nice watching him play footy. It's really, it's really good for a coach, obviously, to have the likes of Jennings and Ferguson there, both in slightly different styles, but equally as attractive to watch. The way that they go about their business in the centres. So, he's playing nice footy. He's really strong footy there.
Do you feel rewarded as a coach? Because obviously you took a bit of a front with him. So just when you see him playing well, do you feel rewarded as a coach?
You know what it is, Nick? I don't like. No, I haven't thought of it like that. I thought about it this week. Just, I've learned some lessons about what a human being can do. When they decide to do something and the way they can take some hard lessons in their life and transform it and what a club can do to a player as well. I thought that was, I was thinking about it this week. It's really pleasing when that happens.
When you say what a club can do to a player, do you mean his current club or his previous clubs?
Well, I think, his previous clubs supported him through a really tough time, and we all go through it at different times. And then, we were probably the first one to reach out and say, hey, if you want to come back and play, we'll support you and we'll help you grow. You guys see the footy end. There's a lot of people outside of the footy guys in our staff that really support those guys and help them become better people, and was really happy with our club when I was thinking about Fergo this week.
Jake, I guess you're well placed to give an insight into the impact that a football club can have. What sort of impact can they have on turning people's lives around?
Yeah, I think from day dot, Fergo opened himself up to all the boys, and he wasn't scared to just sort of put himself out there, and took a bit for the boys to warm up. But yeah, the boys all love Fergo now, and he's worked hard to fit into our culture, and now he's one of the boys driving it. So it's pretty awesome to see.
Trent, I guess we have to ask how's Sean?
Yeah, he's doing it tough at the moment. So he's obviously, not playing him today was a welfare sort of decision from the club and the NRL. So it's a difficult time, and that's he's just trying to sort of come to terms with it at the moment, and getting support through family and the club at the moment.
The club's obviously supporting 100%.
Yeah, there's that's, I think, the important thing for us in these situations is we don't condone domestic violence at all. I think people have got to understand that. We really, support people, and we want to, eradicate that out of our society. But there's also due process here. There are two sides to every story, and we need to support him until that point. He needs to have his say, and when it in due process, and that's the way society's been set up, and rightly so. And he'll have that time. So it's really, it's hard to see the last couple of days. It feels like it's, whether it's us against them or the Roosters, which side we're not on either side of the fence. We understand it's a horrible part of society, and then there are two sides to a story, and we need to support that, and we have a courts process that we're going to have to go through to understand that.
Do you imagine it'll be back next week, will it?
I'm not sure, Grant. I'm not sure. It's
Will that be guided by how he feels rather than?
Yeah, I think there's quite a few people that are around that'll have to decide that, and it's definitely a day-to-day thing at the moment.
Is that what you were thinking about what footy clubs can do because of you going through this, or is it related to this?
No, that thought I had it just watching him train, and there's other stuff. There's always stuff that goes on in a week that puts pressure on. Fergo's had his stuff, and I was just reflecting on that before this sort of came to place.
You had a chance to touch base with him, Jake, to see who's going?
Skids. Yeah, we've tried to support him as much as we can, and he's a mate of ours, and we just want to make sure that him personally is in a good headspace, and trying to deal with this the best way possible. So yeah, we support him. He's a great mate, and as Robbo said, we can't take a stance either way. We're just there to support our mate as a mate. So.
I believe Michael Jennings is in court again tomorrow, and of course, once again, he's entitled to that presumption of innocence, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, is there testing time in general for the club in that respect?
Yeah, I guess I thought about that a bit. Yeah. It's easy for me to sit here and say we've got a really strong club, because that's the way that I feel. And different people, we pass through so many people's lives, and they do have their ups and downs, but we've got a really strong foundation at our club to support people in their different times. It doesn't mean people are always going to make right decisions, but I feel like we're in a good place as a club to support that. So, and that's, I thought that might be questioned, but I don't feel that way, and our club doesn't feel that way. We feel like we've got a really strong bond, and we know our values, and we judge people based on them, and we have in the past, and we will continue. But we support each other as well. So, we're trying to be a really good club. And I feel like we're on a really good path as a club. Thanks.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, very pleasing. I think we came out in 2 points, but